knife lovers from around the world, the USA, baby, we got the CRKT in the house, right? And it's a Fossil Ikoma design, right? And Flavio did oh, hold on. I'll show you. He did this one too, which is one of my favorites, right? The No Time Off. I like that knife. I like that knife. What was the steel on that knife? It was like a BD1 or something like that, right? Oh, yeah, BD1, CTS BD1. That's one of my favorite CRKT knives right there. Ikoma design, right? 3-inch. It's a hell of a knife. This knife I like too. And Mr. Frank from up north, the Great White North now, I mean, they're getting blasted. It's good to live down southern Arizona. It's going to be 70 degrees today while they're shoveling out up there. And it's called the Fossil. Now, they got a large one. They got a small one. This is a smaller, right? Satin blade. It's made in China. Okay, it's a budget type series thing for CRKT. They make a lot of them like that. It's made in China. 8 CR13 MOV steel, right? So it's not exactly the equivalent with M390. Not exactly Mike Norris Raindrop Damascus. But hey, it works, doesn't it? I mean, you know, people, some steel snobs all really look down their nose at the MOVs, but, you know, they're being used by American manufacturers all the time. I mean, American knife companies that are manufacturing their knives in China. But, I mean, you're buying it from CRKT. You're buying it from Kershaw, etc. So, yeah, I mean, they wouldn't be doing this if they thought that steel was unacceptable and not durable, easily sharpened, etc. Done. Let's talk about the knife. So, really no sharp edges. I like the finish, and you know what I like about this? IKBS bearings, right? It flips great. It's a flipper. In looking this one over, and let me tell you what I do like about it. Yeah, I like that hammered metal design, and then look at the G10 scale on top of that. It's cool. It is cool. I really like the design cues on this knife. The pocket clip is cool. You know, it's got those standoff type things on it to slide into your pocket. And look at the cutout here with the holes through the scale. I mean, really, it's got like a G10 backspacer on it. But yeah, I mean, everything, I really like the way he designs. I mean, that's more hammered than I was last week when I got out of that sports bar. Yes, thank God something's more hammered. And this open design here, but really the flipper's the deal. I guess, yeah, you can use that if you want. It's not really very easy to use for me. Okay, your thumb kind of slides down to the end here. So I guess if you do it like that, you're in good shape. And you could do it that way, right? Although, you know, that's the problem. Little sharp edges on here that, yeah, shouldn't really be there. And the same with this cutout here. A little on the sharp side, you know, and kind of even on the top of the blade, you know, kind of just didn't hit those corners, those edges real good. But you got some jimping up here. It's a real fine jimping. It's not really a heavy jimping, and I don't know how useful that is, really. As far as I'm concerned, you almost don't feel it. So, I don't know. I hope it was more for a styling cue because it ain't that effective. There's your stop pin up there, right? And there's nothing fancy with this. I mean, you can take your Torxes and take it apart, right? So you can clean it out. You got the backspacer that kind of blocks it. It's not really an open design. So, yeah, there might be a time when you need to blast it out with some, or take it apart to clean it. And you got the bearings. If stuff gets in there, you can always clean those too. But yeah, it flips great. So thanks, Frank. I'm keeping this one. He told me I could keep one of the two CRKTs he sent me, and I like this one. Yeah, this is very radical. I think the big one would be interesting too. Here's the deal, of course. This is not a lightweight material here. This is steel. So for a small knife, it's going to be relatively heavy as that goes. Okay, so what do we got? Well, not quite 9 centimeters long, right? So what's that in inches? Well, about 3.5 right there. Overall, about 7 3/4, which is about 19.5 centimeters, right? So pretty decent EDC size blade, right? As far as I'm concerned, this is a good EDC-able knife. And you know what? They're using pretty much most of the handle there, so it's efficient as far as overall size, right? I mean, you don't have a big, disproportionate long handle for a small blade. It's really done well there. I just love that hammered metal look. That's cool. I like that. Yeah, I like this one. This is a liner lock. I guess hell, if you didn't have that scale on there, it'd be a frame lock, right? But, yeah, and it's pretty solid lockup on there. Oh, you know what? Let's check out the blade stock here. Let's see what they're doing with that. Come on, boys, really? Well, go in the hole. That's not going to be very good. Yeah, a little over 3 millimeters, which would be probably 0.122. Okay, about 1/8 of an inch stock, right? And if we can get our cells put together here, we can kind of figure out how fat is that old handle. So that's, wow. Check that out. That's 6/10 of an inch, 15.5 millimeters thick. Look at that. Wow, that's a pretty wide handle. And it's because of these scales, right? But that's a pretty wide handle compared to the length of the knife. Most of the knives probably in this range are around, 4/10 of an inch, maybe 1/2 an inch, but that's thicker than that. So in the hand, I kind of like it though. I think it fills your hand fairly well, and it's not a real big knife, but yeah, I love the design. It flips well because it's got IKBS. Maybe a few edges are kind of on the sharp side and feel a little unfinished, but no lanyard hole. Well. Of course, I don't do lanyards much anymore. I kind of got into them for a while, and then, nah, I just pulled out of that. I didn't want a big old lanyard hanging out in my pocket. I kind of like to keep it a little bit more stealth. But yeah, I really like this. I think this is a kick in the pants, right? Maybe the big one would be kind of fun to have too. God only knows what it would weigh. Speaking of that, let's find out what this weighs. Yeah. Okay, I'll shut up now, which would be a miracle. Okay, 119 grams, 4.2 ounces. That's not bad. It's not bad. It's not a huge knife, but 3.5 inch blade, or so near there too. Let me get this. We just cut our Fossil paper up. Wasn't that horrible? Fossil cutting itself, right? And so the original retail was like $80 on this, $50 now. I mean, yeah, Knife Center ought to pay me something for that. I mean, it's just so easy to download their stuff, But, God, I hope I'm showing you the right papers. Yeah, no, that's the wrong blade. Let's get the right stuff here, dude. That was for a different knife, right? Here you go. 7.69, 3.41 inches. So we called it 3.5. Yeah. 0.11 thickness. I thought it was more like 0.12 something. So it's kind of strange how these things vary when you actually put the ruler to it. So there's the handle, material, G10 overlay, all that kind of stuff. So, hey, what do you think? I mean, I got this background, especially because, I mean, look at that. That with the background, I think it's cool, right? Kind of hides the G10 a little bit or accents it. Yeah. Yeah, I really do like this. And I do like the fact that, you get the IKBS bearing system. That way you can get this knife flicked out. And it's not a big deal. You're not using crappy washers that just don't, or it's not sticking and farting around on you. No, it's good. And it's pretty well centered, right? Any blade play? Not a dime's worth, right? No lock rock. Yeah, good knife, right? You like the design? This top swedge type of thing. It's an interesting type blade design. And did we cut itself? Did we cut itself with it? Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah, it's sharp. So it works good. It's got a good working edge out of the box at least, right? I like it. Okay, guys. I'm done with you. But I like this one. I'm keeping this one. Frank, I'll send you back the other one. But yeah, this is nice. I like it. All right, guys. You know what we do around here? Well, we love them knives. That's the whole point.